Hello students, today we will start a new chapter, chapter number 12, aldehyde, ketones and carboxylic acids. Okay, aldehyde, ketones and carboxylic acids. Now in this chapter, the first thing that I will discuss is preparation of aldehydes and ketones. The first topic I will discuss is preparation of aldehydes and ketones. Okay. Now as you can see, there are three types of preparation first that we will cover. See, first is preparation of both aldehydes and ketones. Second is preparation of aldehydes only. And the third is preparation of ketones only. So we will study this topic in three parts. First is preparation of both aldehydes and ketones, then only aldehydes, then only ketones. So let us start our first method, which is preparation of both aldehydes and ketones. Now in this method, there are three methods that we can use. See, first is by oxidation of alcohols. Second is by catalytic dehydrogenation of alcohols. These two methods are from alcohols, and we have studied about these methods in alcohol, phenol and ether chapter, that is previous chapter. And third is from hydrocarbons by ozonolysis of alkenes and by hydration of alkynes. These two methods also we have studied in our 11th standard. Okay, so let us discuss these methods first. Now see, our first method, by oxidation of alcohols. Okay, now in this it will depend on the oxidizing agent that we are using. Okay, now see, I have written it A part. If we use strong oxidizing agent like acidified K2Cr2O7 or KMNO4, okay, if we use strong oxidizing agents like acidified K2Cr2O7 or KMNO4, potassium dichromate or potassium permanganate, then what will happen? 1 degree alcohol will give acid, 2 degree alcohol will give ketone, and 3 degree alcohol there will be no effect because it requires drastic conditions. Now see, this is our 1 degree alcohol, and what we are using? K2Cr2O7, which is a strong oxidizing agent. What will we get? We will get aldehyde, but it will further oxidize since it is a strong oxidizing agent to get to get the acid with the same number of carbon atom as are there in the starting alcohol. Okay, and here if we take a ketone, if we take a 2 degree alcohol, then what will happen? Ketone will be formed. Okay. Now, if we take any other oxidizing agent, like suppose if we use PCC. PCC is what? Pyridinium chlorochromate. In this case, we will get aldehyde from 1 degree alcohol, ketone from 2 degree alcohol, and there will be no effect on 3 degree alcohol again. See, in this compound, there is a double bond here. Okay, and this is what? 1 degree alcohol, since it is having CH2OH group. Now PCC has an advantage that it will not affect this double bond. This double bond is not affected, and here this 1 degree alcohol will change into aldehyde. Okay, so we can use PCC, pyridinium chlorochromate, when we need only aldehyde. Okay, so this was our A part, strong oxidizing agent, and then B is using PCC, pyridinium chlorochromate. Now see if there is one more reagent which is known as Jones reagent. Okay, what is it? It is H2Cr2O4 in aqueous acetone or CrO3 in H2SO4, and this is taken in aqueous acetone. Okay, here again 1 degree alcohol will give aldehyde, 2 degree alcohol will give ketone, and 3 degree there will be no effect. So what we are taken here, see this is an example of 2 degree alcohol. Since CHOH is there, this is an example of 2 degree alcohol. See, this H and OH will be eliminated and we will get the ketone. Okay, so this was our first method, which was by oxidation of alcohols using different oxidizing agent. Now if you will see your NCERT book, these methods are not written again. Instead it is only written that it is given in unit 11. So these reactions we have studied in our unit 11, alcohols, phenols, ethers as well. It is just a repetition. Now let us see the second method, which is known as by catalytic dehydrogenation. Okay. Now what we do in this method, alcohol vapors are passed over heated copper at 573 Kelvin. And this reaction again, what we have done? We have studied in last chapter. Dehydrogenation means, D means removal and hydrogenation means removal of hydrogen. Now 1 degree alcohol will give aldehyde, 2 degree alcohol will give ketone, and 3 degree alcohol will give an alkene. Okay. So these all three reaction we have done in our last chapter also. This is 1 degree alcohol and it will give an aldehyde. This is 2 degree alcohol, it will give a ketone, and 3 degree alcohol will give an alkene. And the reason also you know, because in this dehydrogenation does not take place. Dehydration means H2O minus H2O will take place because it does not have a alpha hydrogen, right? So this was the second method, and this was again from alcohols. So we have discussed two methods in which we can prepare both aldehydes and ketones, and these two methods are from alcohols. Now let us see our third method. Okay, this is from hydrocarbons. In this there are two different methods used. A is by ozonolysis of alkenes. Now this reaction we have studied in our 11th standard. Ozonolysis of alkenes followed by reaction with zinc dust and water gives aldehydes and ketones. Okay. Now what we are doing? There are two steps in this reaction. In the first step we react with ozone, and in the second step we react with zinc in the presence of water. Zinc dust in the presence of water. Now here, whether aldehyde or ketone will be formed, it will depend on the condition that if the carbon forming double bond carries hydrogen atom. If see here, this is carbon-carbon double bond, and if there is hydrogen atom attached to it, what we will get? Aldehydes will be formed, and if only alkyl group are attached, then what will be formed? Ketone will be formed. Now if you see at the reaction, this is C double bond C. See what will happen? Bond will break from here, and in both sides you can attach OO. So you can show both the step in one reaction only, in one step only, both the steps in one step only by writing 1 and 2. Okay, in 1 you can write ozone, and in 2 you can write zinc dust and water. But if you want to see the expanded reaction with the intermediate, you can see this example. See what in the first step we will break this double bond and show the joining of O3 molecule. And in the second step, what we will do? We will break it from here and here. And what again the same thing, we will attach O on both the sides. Okay. So what you can remember is that wherever double bond is there, Okay, wherever double bond is there, simply what you can do, you can break it from there, okay, and attach one O here and one O here. So this we will get our desired product, that is aldehyde and ketone. And as I told you that the formation of aldehyde and ketone will depend on the reactant that we are using. Okay, now see, let us see the second part of this reaction. Okay, now what we will do, by hydration of alkynes. By hydration of alkynes. See, hydration means addition of water to ethine in the presence of H2SO4 and HgSO4 gives acetaldehyde. See here specifically what we are taking, ethine. So what we will get? Acetaldehyde. Now all other alkynes give ketone. If we take any other alkyne except ethine, what we will get? We will get ketones. And one thing you need to remember, that formaldehyde cannot be prepared by this method. Okay, formaldehyde cannot be prepared by this method. Now let us see the reaction of this. See here, I have taken an alkyne. This is what? Ethine. Okay, see, this is ethine. Now again the reagent used here is H2SO4 oblique HgSO4. Okay, now here the temperature is 333 Kelvin, not 33. It is written by mistake. You do it 333 Kelvin. Now see, in the first step, one bond will break here. Okay, and what we will get? We will do addition of H and OH. H2O will split to give H plus and OH minus. Right. Now since this is a symmetrical alkyne, so there is no problem wherever we attach H plus and OH minus. Okay. So if we attach H here, what we will get? CH2 double bond CH and OH we are attaching this side. Now this bond, this compound is known as vinyl alcohol, and see, it is generally known as enol also. En means it is having a double bond, ol means it is having an alcoholic group, but this is an unstable compound. So what will happen? It will tautomerize to form the aldehyde. Okay, this double bond will shift here as is shown by the arrow. This double bond will shift and H will shift to the previous carbon. So what we will get? CH3CHO, which is what? Acetaldehyde. Okay. So this process is known as tautomerization. Now see, suppose we are having this propyne. Now this is what? Unsymmetrical alkene. So for the addition of H2O, what we will consider? We will follow Markovnikov rule, which states that the negative part adds to that carbon atom containing lesser number of hydrogen atom. So according to this, OH will come on this carbon atom and H will come on this carbon atom. Again, this is an unstable compound. Okay, so what will happen? This double bond will shift here. Okay, and this H will come here. So we will the final product, which is acetone, CH3COCH3, and this you have to write tautomerizes. This is known as tautomerization. Okay, so these all methods that we discussed are used for preparation of both aldehydes and ketones. Now we will discuss the second part, in which only aldehydes are formed. Okay, so here comes the second part. Okay, here we will discuss the methods in which only aldehydes are found. Now see students, there are three methods in this. First is from acyl chloride, second is from nitriles and esters, and third is again from hydrocarbons. So let us discuss one by one. See the first part. From acyl chloride, okay, it is also known as acid chloride. And very important name reaction is here, which is known as Rosenmund reduction. This is very important name reaction, Rosenmund reduction. In this, what we will do, acyl chloride is hydrogenated. Okay, hydrogenated means addition of hydrogen over catalyst palladium on BaSO4. Okay, what we use, PD and BaSO4. What will happen? See, this is known as acyl chloride, COCl group is known as, and it will directly convert into aldehyde group. Now sometimes the question comes, what is the role of PD and BaSO4 here? These two act as poison and don't allow further reduction of aldehyde to alcohol. Okay, sometimes this question also asked, so you should remember that PD, BaSO4 act as poison and don't allow further reduction of aldehyde to alcohol. And this is very important name reaction, Rosenmund reduction. Okay. And one more point is here, that formaldehyde cannot be prepared by this method. Okay. So let us see our next method now. Second method is from nitriles and esters. Okay. Now here again a name reaction is coming, which is known as Stephan reaction. What you need to remember is that nitriles, nitrile means this cyanide are known as nitriles, CN is known as nitrile, are reduced to corresponding imines. Imines, this is the intermediate imine formed, okay, with stannous chloride SnCl2 in the presence of HCl, which on hydrolysis give aldehyde. This on hydrolysis will give the aldehyde. So what we are taken? We take nitriles or cyanides, this is RCN plus SnCl2 plus HCl. First this C triple bond N is there, you know, this will break, and what we will get? H will attach this side also and H will attach this side also. Then again we will do hydrolysis and we will get the final product, RCHO. Now again in this reaction also you can show in single step by writing 1. You can write SnCl2 plus HCl, SnCl2 plus HCl, and the second step you can show S3O plus. Okay, in single step you can show if you don't remember the intermediate. Okay, this reaction is a name reaction and known as Stephan reaction. Now see, one more reagent is given, which is known as Dibal H. Okay, this reagent is known as Dibal H. Now what is the specification here? This stands for diisobutyl aluminium hydride. Okay, see the formula is written. This is what? Isobutyl. Okay, and 2 is there because it is diisobutyl. Then aluminium hydride. Now what is the speciality here? It does not affect the double bond. If there is a double bond in the reactant, then Dibal H will have no effect on that double bond. This is the same case as we studied for PCC, right? So you need to remember this. Suppose this is the compound, no need to see whatever there is in the chain. What you will do, this CN is there. Okay, we are using Dibal H, first step, and second is hydrolysis. We will change this CHO, this CN into CHO, that is the aldehyde. That thing you have to do. Similarly, see, similarly in this reaction, esters are also reduced to aldehydes with Dibal H. Now what we are taken? We are taking esters here. This is ethyl undeconate. Now see, whatever will be here, we know we don't need to consider that. What we'll do, this is what COR, this is an ester group. Okay, now what will happen? This will change into an aldehydic group and we will get C2H5OH. Okay, so this was using Dibal H, which is very important reagent. Okay. So this was our second method. Now let us move on to our next method. This is our last method. Okay. Here from hydrocarbons it is written. Okay. From hydrocarbons, and you need to remember this is used for preparing aromatic aldehydes. Till now what we were preparing? Aliphatic aldehydes. Now this last method is for aromatic aldehydes, and in this three methods are there. See, first is name reaction, Itard reaction, second is by chlorination followed by hydrolysis, and third is again a name reaction, Gattermann-Koch reaction. Now let us see the first reaction. Again important since it is a name reaction. Okay. Chromyl chloride oxidizes methyl group to a chromium complex which on hydrolysis gives benzaldehyde. This we are preparing from toluene. Toluene is reactive with chromyl chloride to form an intermediate complex, and then on hydrolysis this complex is converted into benzaldehyde. Again students, you can do the same thing. You can show it in a single step by writing 1 and 2. Okay, if you don't remember the intermediate. Now second is by chlorination followed by hydrolysis. Again here toluene we are taking, and we will do side chain chlorination, and you know this is done in the presence of UV light. Okay, now what we will get? Benzyl chloride. Okay, here CHCl2 we are getting benzyl chloride, and then we will do the hydrolysis to get benzaldehyde, our final product. Now see the last reaction. This is Gattermann-Koch reaction. Here benzene. See, benzene or its derivative is treated with CO and HCl, carbon monoxide and hydrogen chloride in the presence of anhydrous AlCl3 and cuprous chloride CuCl. It gives benzaldehyde or substituted benzaldehyde. See what we are taking? This is benzene and the reagents are CO, HCl, and in the presence of anhydrous AlCl3 or CuCl, we will directly get benzaldehyde. Now what is the role of CO and HCl here? CO plus HCl will form an compound which is formyl chloride. Okay, these two are used to produce this formyl chloride in situ. Why? Because it is unstable. Okay, and then it is used to get benzaldehyde. Okay, so students, we have discussed the preparation of both aldehydes and ketones, and then preparation of our only aldehydes. Okay, I hope all these reactions are clear to you, and you need to specifically remember our name reactions, which are Rosenmund reduction, okay, Stephan reaction, and then Itard reaction. Okay, thank you for watching the video.